Hey guys, my name is Hannah. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a book haul for you. I realized that I just did one, but that was pre-filmed at the beginning of the summer. Obviously I've bought books since then, and we're just gonna get into it. I know I might have already shown these in another video, but I did order them right before the beginning of the summer, so yeah. That is the second trilogy in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. This is the UK editions of the books. I wanted them to match my UK editions of the first three in the Mistborn series. We have the Alloy of Law, Shadows of Self, and the Bands of Mourning. I have already read the Alloy of Law. I am halfway through the Shadows of Self, and then obviously I'm going to continue on to the Bands of Mourning. If you guys don't know, the Mistborn series is a high fantasy series set in a world where the magic system lets you consume metals to have powers. If you do have this source of magic called allomancy, you can consume metals and burn them in order to do really cool things. If you can burn tin, you can have heightened senses. If you can burn pewter, you have superhuman strength. If you can burn steel or iron, you can push or pull on metals, so like throw yourself into the air and basically fly. Pretty much become a superhero, and it's one of the coolest things that I've read. It's become one of my favorite series. I love that he's continuing on. The first three books happen in the same world, and then the second three books happen about 300 years later after the events of the first trilogy, and we follow different characters that are absolutely amazing. You don't have to read the first trilogy in order to read the second trilogy, but I do recommend it. You'd have a better understanding of the world, and you would get a lot of the little jokes and nuances and like little references that Brandon puts into the series that just makes it so much better. Such a good mix of lighthearted and serious and high-packed adventure and little quirks in the middle of this intense battle scene. You will have some jokes, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy esque. It's pretty amazing, and I cannot get enough of it. I'm kind of sad that I'm almost done. I really want to reread it or like get the audiobook so I can listen to it, but we'll see. Next, I did an order from Book Outlet and took advantage of one of the sales that they had going on. Also, if you have an order over $30, free shipping. So I got 6 books, and I'm just like finishing up my series that I have already. First, I got The Rose and the Dagger, which is the second book to the Wrath and the Dawn series by Renee Attier. I haven't read this yet. I just wanted to get the second one. I know that they've changed covers like 3 times in the paperbacks and everything, but I really like the hardcover editions. They're pretty and like they look really nice, and so this is just gonna add it to my shelf. Next, I picked up Wind Witch by Susan Dennard, which is also the sequel to Truth Witch. Again, I haven't started reading it, but it was on sale, and I know that once I start, I'm not going to want to stop. Truth Witch is a fantasy series that has a world of witches and magic, and there are truth witches, there are wind witches. Apparently they can do really cool things. There's like a secret witch or something. I don't know. I've heard that the friendships in this book is something to be rivaled, and also Susan Dennard is like Sarah J. Maas's best friend, so I'm sure that anything that she writes is good as well. It's also blurbed by Sarah J. Maas, which is an automatic buy for me, so I'm excited to get into it. Next, I got The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. This is also blurbed by Sarah J. Maas, and it's also been everywhere all over BookTube. Also, my best friend Emily just read it, and she loved it. It's another fantasy series where a lot of things happen. There is a night bazaar in it, so I'm sure that there's like some circus and like fantastical and whimsical elements to it. It also has a really pretty cover. I'm very excited to get into it. And the second book just came out, which is called A Crown of Wishes, I believe. And then I think there's one more book that's coming out, so it'll be a trilogy. And I guess I'll just have to pick that one up after I read this one. Next, I picked up The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer. This is actually a contemporary book, which is a little bit different than what I normally read, but I love very intense contemporaries that kind of delve into the human condition. This follows a young boy named Matthew. Him and his brother and his family are on vacation. Him and his brother sneak out one night and go and do something. Only Matthew comes home, and we follow him many years later, where he's trying to understand and deal with what has happened with his brother. I think there's a lot of self-discoveries and just very intriguing and deep feelings in this book, and I'm intrigued, and I love reading about overcoming strife, and I think that it'll be a really good book. Next, I picked up Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This has been kind of everywhere. I think it's in like the top 10 of the New York bestsellers list. It's always at Powell's in the top one. I also really love the cover. This again is a, I think, alternate reality, but has some like whimsical and like fantasy stuff woven into it. I think we follow a traveling circus or a traveling actor troupe all around their travels, and then we also go back and forth in time with these characters and just seeing what happens in different places. I'm very intrigued by the magic and beauty that have been associated with this book. I'm very excited to read it, and I'm actually fine with not knowing everything that's going on. I just kind of want to go into it. I got This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This is the first book in her new series. It goes This Savage Song and then Our Dark Duet, and I think the last one just came out, so the entire trilogy is out. I am very excited to start this. I love Victoria Schwab's writing. I have read her Darker Shade of Magic trilogy and Vicious, and I just love all of the characters that she writes and all of their like little quirky personality traits and like very different people, and they're so good. She is an author who's never afraid to keep going dark or like make the plot unpredictable, and I'm very excited to continue in one of her other beloved series. This series takes place in a world where sins manifest into monsters. There's 3 different kinds of monsters, I believe, that either sing to you or eat you or do something to you. I'm not sure, but it's Victoria Schwab and I will read anything of hers. So I picked up The Fate of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. This is the 3rd book in the Queen of the Tearling series. I've already read The Queen of the Tearling and The Invasion of the Tearling. Just needed to pick this bad boy up and so that I can finish it. It is really good. I have given the first 2 books a 5 out of 5 stars. It is set in kind of an alternate reality with a fantasy element. Queen of the Tearling starts off in post-crossing Tearling, so people from America kind of in the future have left actual America that was kind of turned into The Handmaid's Tale. If you guys have watched that, it was all bad. It was very bad. So they left and kind of went into this alternate dimension of America and started over. So prehistoric time in the future with a lot of royalty problems. It's really good. You guys should go and pick it up. And last but not least, I picked up this journal because it looked really cool. It kind of spoke to me. I have a problem collecting journals, but I mean, we all have something. This could definitely be worse, as well as books. Yeah, that kind of thing. It says issues. I thought that was pretty cool and sarcastic, and it's just a lined journal. I kind of want to get back into writing everything down that happens. You know, it's a fun thing to go back in life and be able to read what happened every day and what you actually thought at that point in time, especially going through college and a very like life-changing decision-making point in time. I'd like to have it recorded, and I, you know, a lot of the times feel like I have too many thoughts in my head, and I feel like this will help. Alright, so that was it for my summer book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you read any of those books and want to tell me about it, go ahead and talk down below. I'm very excited to start on them and or finish them and to be able to like finish some of my series. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!